Well, Isabel, in the last few months around the world, following the storming of the US Capitol, the United States presidential election, and of course the COVID-19 pandemic, social media platforms and big tech companies have been under big pressure to try and clean up their platforms and apps of online misinformation. As recently as last month, Facebook announced that they were stepping up efforts to prevent the spread of online falsities about COVID-19 vaccines on both Facebook and Instagram. But a new report has found that on Instagram, lies and conspiracy theories are being shared to users through Instagram's algorithms. This is a study that has been conducted by the Centre for Countering Digital Hate alongside an advocacy group known as Restless Development. And they said that they have found a number of users being featured and advertised falsities online through Instagram's Explore and Suggestions tabs, all of these containing conspiracy theories and lies from a small study. And they say that this is specifically because of Instagram's algorithms and automated content systems designed to keep people on the platforms. Well, for more on this, we can now speak to Imran Ahmed, who's the founding CEO for the Centre for Countering Digital Hate, and he joins me now. Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it. Could you just tell us more about this study, the methodology, and your findings from it?
Well, in August 2020, three things happened. First of all, Mark Zuckerberg became a centre-billionaire worth $100 billion. Second, Pfizer released its phase 1 data showing that the vaccine was working. And the third thing is that Instagram quietly launched a new algorithm which would recommend posts to people to keep them on platform for just a few more scrolls. In the past, if you got to the bottom, it'd say, well done, you've caught up. Now it would show you suggested posts based on a machine learning algorithm. And we wanted to test what that algorithm did. So we set up 15 profiles. Each were clean accounts, no previous activity, so it couldn't be drawing information from other things they'd done, and just followed a set of different accounts. One was following health authorities, one was following wellness, one was following anti-vaxxers and QAnon, and one was following white supremacists. And what we found is that if you follow health authorities, you never ever see the recommendation engine giving you bad stuff. But if you're looking at wellness or things which are about health more generally, it starts feeding your anti-vax content. And once you're hooked on the anti-vax content, so the specific account that was following anti-vaxxers, they were being fed QAnon, white supremacy, election misinformation in the US, really serious stuff. And vice versa too. The white supremacist account was also receiving COVID misinformation and vaccine misinformation.
Ms. Ahmed, can I just bring you up what Instagram had to say to us? In a spokesperson, they challenged this study. They said that they share the goal of trying to reduce the spread of misinformation, but they said that your research is 5 months out of date and uses an extremely small sample size. What would you say to that?
I say it took them a year and a half to ban COVID misinformation and vaccine misinformation, so it's rather rich for them to talk about something being late. What we found is a moment in time when they launched an algorithm in the middle of a pandemic, a 2-month study that we carried out that shows definitively that in the midst of a pandemic, algorithms were launched by Instagram which fed misinformation about vaccines to people. That is an extraordinary failure. And guess what? It's still happening today. Of course, I asked my team to check if we're still getting those recommendations, and of course they are.
Imran Ahmed, thank you very much for taking us on. I'm afraid that's all we have time for. But there you can see, Isabel, a study saying that Instagram is still failing. The company have said they are committed to protecting people and directing them to credible information, but studies continuing to say otherwise.